Test, 1, 2, 3. Good morning, everybody. As you can see here, by the skin of my teeth, I was able to actually fuse Lord Entertainer Fabian. It took everything. I have nothing left. I have no shards. I have no energy. I have no arena battles. I have barely any gems left. As you can see, energy fully depleted. Silver fully depleted. In terms of the Arbiter missions, we fused Justicar. We're on to the Legendary Book section. Right now I have to wait for the Magic Keep to open. That opens tomorrow, I believe. And as for Razin as well, because of all the Ancient Shards we pulled everything I had. I've pulled a total of 70 or so far. And I think 7 Voids and 5 Sacreds and 1 Primal. Overall, though, I've gotten 17 epics, so that I consider good odds. I know we all want legendaries, but epics, getting that many epics during the 2 times was great. Really flushed out the account so far. Day 17. Down here, just sort this. I have 28 total, but 17 are new. The first few were from the first couple of weeks, and of course 2 free Tagore, like Tagore and Rector Drath here, and Ugo. Those were all from login. Also, our friend down here, is he not showing? So 35 total. This is what I mean. The rates were nuts. So login. This was from a Sacred. Venomage was from a Sacred. Out of the Sacreds, I got 2 Legendaries and 3 Epics so far. We've opened 6 Sacreds. I should correct, because the other one, we got an Epic out of it. I believe it was Vogoth here. But, yeah. Also got Hitatsu. He's huge. He's a really great arena nuker. I'm using him for Faction Wars right now. I haven't built him up too much. But this is how I was able to complete the artifact enhances, just like some of the gear I put on the Faction War champions, just ranking them up to 4. It takes a lot of time, an extreme amount of time, but not very many did I go to level 8. Like I didn't, Lady Erish here, I didn't even get her up to 4 on all of them. I was always out of silver. Some things like the speed boots, I prioritized getting them to 12. Same with the weapons. But other items were just level 8. If I need for a login quest, I had to do the shield, so did shield to level 8. For the pass, the Forge Pass daily, we picked up the Morag from the player and play points finally for the login. So I leveled her up a bit, but I haven't equipped her with items yet. She's big though with her ally attack. Also from the pulling 7 Void Shards, got Beardfall Fellhammer here. He's pretty good. He's really good for Fire Knight, and does a heal reduction. Attacks 3 times, decreased defense, heal reduction if they're under heal reduction, and then shield on him. He does it in his passive. He gets a counterattack buff, so he's really, really good for Fire Knight normal. And he's also great for Faction Wars. So I've gotten a lot of good dwarves here. You can see. These were from the final 2 Ancient Shards I pulled. So another login character, but champion, but I got him as a epic from an Ancient Shard. This was literally the last Ancient Shard I pulled for the 2X. I pulled, I think the last 4 or 5 of them just as I was getting them from campaign and stuff. Some of them were Faction Wars shards as well. I've gotten, I think, 5 total so far from Clan Boss. I'm on Brutal Clan Boss right now. I can 3 key Brutal. It would take 5 keys to do Nightmare. So just over the top for Nightmare right now to do that daily. But hopefully in another 3 to 4 days or so, able to do that. I hope Fabian really helps. I think I'll use Venomage over Kale. Kale's at 50 right now, or he's 5-star and he's almost 50, but I think Venomage is the better poison play down the road. Just because he has the built-in heal reduction and just decreased defense as well. Like he does a bit more than Kale. Does the decreased attack as well. So he fills out the Clan Boss niche I need for this skill here. Now I do need to book it down to 3 turns, but nonetheless, I think that'll be the swap once I'm able to get him to 50. And now I got a second Cornelia, so I have 2 of them going right now. So I haven't put them in the faction crypt yet, but that's what I'll be doing next. Also great for Fire Knight, so I've gotten a lot of good champions that are good for progressing Fire Knight. I just haven't, I don't have the resources right now after doing everything for the fusion. I wanted to keep one of each rare as I was getting them, but I did have to nuke my rares. I also got a Geomancer, so that's huge. And I got a 3-star soul out of the few souls I've pulled, so that's just massive. I haven't chosen, or I did choose Cruelty, sorry, but yeah, overall he's big. He already has added 400,000 damage. Sorry, sorry, I just woke up, so I was tired. He's already added 400,000 damage to Clan Boss, and a couple other areas in the game. He's adding 100 to 200,000. Chimera as well. He added a significant amount of damage. He's only 4-star still, so once he's leveled up, better equipped. I've only got his gear at level 12 besides the boots. I did get these boots. They're very, very good boots. I don't know if I'm going to be able to replace these anytime soon, but do I have enough to ascend them? Let's give it a roll, see if we get lucky with speed. No, we got attack. I don't know if I have enough to rework. Yeah, I don't. But attack, it's fine. It is what it is. I can re-roll it to speed down the road, but they're very, very good boots. I'll show you, I don't have many glyphs yet to start rolling. Maybe just do the 1-stars here. It is CVC tomorrow, so I don't want to spam all these till tomorrow to get points. It's not personal either, but do want to win just because the gear from it is massive for me. And same with some of the resources. And then also a big pull for an epic was our friend here. He has the increased attack on allies plus the turn meter fill. And he has a random revive. I haven't ascended him yet because, as I said, resource got wiped. Like, I don't have any arcane potions left. I just had enough of the magic coat potions, and void potions. As you see, I barely had anything left over. Also, I haven't ascended these because I need to do, not that I could, but I do need to do the last row of challenges down here. Where is it? Right here. So this is upgrade to rank 6 and then ascend. So I needed one of them for that to get the legendary book. Now, where we sit on legendary books, I've put everything I've gotten. I've gotten 2, 3, so 5 so far. They've all gone into Supreme Gaelic. If this hits the cooldown like I want it to, I don't know if I'm going to push this to cooldown right away or just keep saving them, because I do think I should save some legendary books for Alice next, because she will be my first, once I finish her path, to have a 5-star Ascended Soul with Smite. She will, like, she's such a good champion. Like, she will push through most of the dungeons to at least like stage 15 to 20, just with brute force. Also arena. I'm not having the same luck as other content creators with getting through arena right now. I'm still stuck between silver 4 and gold 1. I haven't even broken gold 1 because every time I get close to it, I just lose a slew of defense missions. And yes, I've been refreshing. I already fused Fabian as well, just because it's not a personal reward CVC. So I think I can still add. My clan has no cap, but I think I can at least put 10 or 20,000 on the board without him. I know that would have been an easy 25,000, but I'd rather be working on him now. Here's where we sit on the Arbiter missions. We're 7 into the legendary books. I have to finish some dragon later today once my energy refreshes. I've already got this one done. Then we'll be here on the Magic Heap tomorrow. Right away we go through all that, and we'll be on the Minotaur. That will get through that. So really we are Ice Golem we can do easily. This is where we are. After tomorrow, this is how far we can get to. So out of 75, that's another, so 7, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're 18 out of 75 into the 2 legendary books right now. I do have enough gems to open this if I do want to just push it more, and that would be 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And that'll land us here. I believe this opens Wednesday, so 25 to Wednesday. That would put us on day 20 or 21 into the 30. And then this will be by Sunday. So by next week, end of week, I will have to here done, which leaves us here on the spider. And we can do all of this. This is easy too. Got that done. That done as well because we're on stage 12 for spider. 13 ice golem. I do have to push ice golem, so this might be the first little roadblock. But here we can do this as well. Also, energy is good. It's a nice. I actually like that these are some of the rewards here, just because how much energy this stuff eats. For some of these, especially the potion ones, getting some of it back. Arcane keep. Basically, once I get over the potion missions, I can just push right through here. Most of the keeps I'm at stage 15 to 17, so I think all of them actually. So these arena ones are what will be hard for me because I do have to wait for in Silver 4 for one-man defenses. I have to refresh every 15 minutes. It's just a lot of time, eating time. I do try to face 1 or 2 every page that aren't, but I'm not fast enough yet. For the most part, trying to have as few losses as possible. Overall, though, the rest of these look fine. Getting a second round of these keeps, I mean, I might try and push them. Through these gem rewards, if I do get enough that I can just keep opening the keeps, I might sacrifice the gems to do that, to not be slowed down for time. Because I still have all 60 of these to try to do within a week. It's 40 days might be more realistic than 30, but we are still going to push for 30. Relic Keeper, I believe we have everything. Everything except I have to go farm one of these guys. So we're all set for him. I'm never going to really use him, but attack aura, heal, attack for 4 turns. So it's always up. It always increase attack, that's always up. And he's got this for waves. If he kills someone, he just keeps going. So, I mean, if I had the gear to build him for damage and Relentless, I would do that. But I've only been winning Rare Relentless. I haven't gotten anything too crazy yet. I have these as well for the Broadmaw fusion. So I can do this. I have to refarm I had all these, but I had to use them all as food. So for the Fabian fusion, so I have to refarm all these guys again. Razin, so 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 plus 9, 11, 13. So we're at 13 out of 16. So really we got to pull 3 more or get these 2 epics. It would be this one here and this one here. The other ones we have them outside of this champion. But getting these as pulls would be great. Anytime I've played this game, they've always been something to chase. I pull them once I've already fused him, but until you do, it just feels like they're never in the pool. When you 10 pull ancients during 2x or anything, like you just never get them. I saw Echo, one of the other streamers, he got so lucky. So for the Fabian fusion, he pulled one of the epics out of his void. He did a 10 pull of voids and got one. I rarely see people get the rares or epics for a non-fragment fusion of the traditional fusions and actually get the champions, let alone like one of the top row champions, like one of the epics. For Lady Mikage, like I've gotten some of the a good about half, you could say, but I still feel it's so far away. Like these I can get. I know I fed her. I had 2 or 3 of her, but I kept one. I fed the other ones. Down the road, these are attainable. It's just I think these 2 here are the rarest champions in the epic pool. Like I've never pulled her from a shard on any account, my main account, otherwise. Like I pulled Mikage from primals before I even pulled her, and like that's almost a year and a half that I've never pulled her. And unless you do the prisms, like I don't know, or like they haven't done 10x's or 15 to 25x's for these champs. And in Dahlia, I've never ever pulled either. Like just never. I don't know. Like you can let me know in comments if you have, but I've just never had the luck. Right now, this is the only shard we have, an ancient shard outside of our mysteries here. I'm going to start saving up the shards for the next shard event. I definitely don't think I can do the next fusion, but I've got enough to work with to push the other areas of the game. For tag team, I'm still able to just get these kind of teams here and push them. I don't have any tokens right now. I have to get the ones from the extra missions. I've been grabbing the energy from here just because I was energy starved for doing the fusion. That's the biggest thing I think that's in the way of a normal player finishing it. I had to spend like my gems were at before I started the fusion. I had been saving most of my gems, and they were at about I had about 1,400 gems. I'm down to less than 300, and that's all from refills. And I had to use 300 to reopen one of the keeps. I think I had to reopen the magic keep on the void day just so I could farm the potions. I think in the next month in April, I'll start grabbing his fragments. I don't do enough to get them consistently, but these are also things I'd like to start getting, but I'm just not far enough into battles here. I'm winning most of them, but if not all. I've lost a few times to bait teams. Like they seem like they have low power, but they're very fast, and then they kill you. They nuke my because I have like maybe 100,000 power right now on my arena team. It's crazy for me to see accounts like this that are these are year old. That's a great lineup. So here's a 2025 one here. I fought this though; they're much faster than me. Another 2025 one that was faster. I lost that one too, and this is a new account. So for 2025, and he's got a Marishka. Like that's wild. Can I look at his clan? All right, so he is not in a free-to-play clan or like the Hell Hades, one of the Hell Hades free-to-play tournament clans. But yeah, it's crazy to see accounts like this. This guy's clearly spent a heap. I would take a stab anyway that they've been playing. Never mind, 2.5 years. Maybe they did get these just from time. But he's only doing hard clan boss. That's interesting that he's focused more on Hydra and Chimera than clan boss. I don't know. It feels like he's not focusing on areas of the game. If he's 3 years in, and he's got these champions. Like I know this is not a great legendary, but like login Deliana, login Alice, Black Knight's not too bad for some areas. But just seeing where he is, he hasn't logged in a week either, so maybe he just doesn't play that often. And he's in Bronze 1. So could be a casual player, maybe plays like once a month or something, I don't know. Another 2025, he probably got the Duchess during the 2x Sacred with the 15x chance. That's an interesting fusion that they had in the past. Just didn't really pan out. Seemed good, but you never really see it. Anyway, you can do a nice arena refresh. This is my problem. Most of the teams are in 100,000. Like I can maybe beat these two. Just get my tokens out of the way. I think I've got to do 20 battles today because I have to use up the ones in my stash. I do wish with the current Monster Hunter Wilds release that they maybe like every year do another chance to get the Monster Hunter champions or something, like them being a single time chance event just sucks for newer players coming in, just for how good 3 of them were. Like the Blade Master there, he's very good. So is the DN Archer. Can I not see him anymore? Where is it? Okay, this was the login Rathalos here, Blade Master. He was a login Lego. I just started playing Monster Hunter Wilds. It's a very, very fun game. I'm excited to get further. So he has a nice attack all enemies. He gives himself some really great buffs. He's really good for arena, dungeons, Doom Tower, Hydra. Every second hit. He's good if you build him fast and get him in a speed team with the ally attack. And ignores defense. If you have any of the Slayer set, it's like built for him pretty much. That or the Merciless set. Both are great on him. And I've always been interested too. They introduced these skins years ago, but unlike most games that are just firing out MTX for champions, like like MOBAs, like League of Legends and Dota, like they would have, each one of these champions would have at least one skin, and it's been years, and there's maybe like 10, 15 skins in the game. So it's just interesting that they didn't prioritize it. Maybe it's because it was never planned. It's not easy to just, like, they have to do a remodel or something. I don't know. But this one I clicked on randomly. He's actually a great champion too. He can solo Dragon, as well as some Spider stages and Doom Tower stages. Very, very good. They're still the king and queen of the game for arena for the most part until you're in platinum. Then that's where like you run into the mythical walls. In terms of epics for the future, I would love to get her. She's very, very good. She can solo Bommel, if I recall. And this is also a great epic to get. He has an ally protect and shield. Or he has a provoke, sorry. That's provoke and shield. I thought he had an ally attack. My bad. But yeah. And if you're looking for just rares to use for your clan boss teams, there's a good one, Warcaster. He blocked damage on allies for a turn on a 4-turn cooldown. But if you put him with Painkeeper, she'll reset his cooldowns. And then a block buffs. And he steals the increased attack buff on clan boss. But you do need to 60 him, build him proper speed. Deadwood Jedi has a great site to go over speed leads and how to speed tune teams. Stag Knight would be a great pull. All wishful future pulls. So out of here, I mean, the only 2 we know we're going to get are these 2 here, and then Yannicka from her fragments. Out of the newer champions, I would love to get Aetherian and Prisma. I was watching someone, they were saying he's not great. I'm telling you right now, Aetherian is basically good everywhere. Even in single target areas, he hits like a truck, and basically this is 4 turns. He puts the buff for 3 turns. It's on a 1-turn cooldown. If you put him with any kind of cooldown recovery champion, he's just always buffing himself, and he gets an extra turn out of this. This hits like a truck. Block buffs decrease attack, turn meter for each thing that lives. So it just makes him and he has an enemy max HP hit. So he just hits Hydra like he's a monster. And all of his attacks are AoE, but he does do very good single target, and he won't trigger counterattacks. So he's good versus Martyr and Valkyrie waves and Doom Tower. The only place I don't know if he's any good is in the Cursed City. If he's not good for the boss, I haven't seen him used there. But overall, he's probably one of the best champions at the legendary level. Like he feels he's up there. If they had a 15 to 25x, like I would consider he's one of the only champions I would consider pulling shards for, without the increased rates. If I knew like I was close to Mercy. Prisma is an interesting one because he has this here, the removes all buffs from a target. It's not. I don't think this is accuracy based. He just does it, and whoever has the highest crit damage joins. It does an ally attack with him. So it's a single target, but if you had him with Ethereum, for example, that Ethereum would hit everyone. So if you put him with AoE A1s, he will help nuke waves with this ability too, and they would ignore more defense too. And he gets an instant turn effect on the ally, so they kicks into them right away. So it's very, very good. Single target revive ally, but has the highest 75% HP and 75% turn meter. Increase attack and perfect veil buff on the ally, like, so he protects them too. Like, that's just, he's awesome. He's very new. I know some people are kind of voting him all over the place, but when you see him in action with the proper gear, he's very, very good. I know they put out this champion to go with Arbiter, but they really got to rethink this. Like, they need to buff her. For her being so new and just, she's very wet noodle, as you can see from the numbers here. Nothing crazy. And it's just because everything's so specific with her. Like, ally, she'll counterattack with Arbiter and provoke and removing shield buffs, place a shield. So she's got like a Valkyrie shield but no counterattack. Does a protect and strengthen, but then you have to do this first. So this is on a 3-turn cooldown, last 2 turns. This is on a 5-turn and goes down to 3. So both these are 1 turn off each other, and it takes 2 turns to get her going. She gets increased accuracy, but then that's for her provoke probably, but she has to get at least this one off to do that. Technically she needs to do this first to survive for her protect, and then she resets Arbiter's cooldown. So I mean, that's like the main reason you would use her, is kind of like just leave her weak so she dies to do a cooldown reset on Arbiter. And she protects Arbiter from being killed. So I mean, there's just too many champions that go through unkillable now too. That's probably the other half of why she's not great. But yeah, could be interesting. Ethos, I've never gotten in any account. Just never got them. Anytime I've done a yearly free to play, anytime I've done my main account, like I do a 1-year playthrough, and then my main account's still going after 5 years, and I've never pulled him. Even if he's a 10x, 25x, if he's one of the champions you can choose, never have I ever gotten him. He, along with Venus, are probably 2 of the best Void Legos you can pull early. That would just walk through the game for you. Attacks all enemies 3 times. Weaken debuff for 2 turns. Always crit. A3 attacks all enemies. Single target on his A1 for an extra turn. And destroys at max HP, so he's good for the crab. The shield for the Doom Tower boss. I got a Battle Sage as a Void Epic as well, so revive on death and increased attack. Speed lead as well, so very good. I wish we could have kept her. I know people are voting her all over the map, but the main reason I was interested in at least trying her out was the increased attack, 30% increased attack for every buff she receives. She drops 3 buffs on herself every 3 turns. But yeah, I'm not sure if she hits hard, or maybe that's why she doesn't hit that hard, so people have voted her down. Naldor here is a great epic. He's good for for Fire Knight, as well as a few other areas. He's a very good nuker. You do have to have good gear for him though. And Ethlin here is an amazing support. Increased crit, increased accuracy, block active skulls, True Fear debuff. Yeah, and then his passive ignores 10% of defense when attacking support, defense, and HP champions. Yeah, he's very, very good. He's kind of got niche. I would argue he's okay here. for the waves for Doom Tower and stuff, but he's not. Just the fact that this it doesn't work against bosses sucks. But I've seen him hit pretty hard. I want to get rid of these red dots while I'm going through. There's Grush. Grush is such a good epic to pull early. He continuous heal, 7.5 heal buff on all allies. Leech, constant leech, and on his A2, decreased attack and decreased crit damage. So great for clan boss and other bosses like Hydra, keeping them in line. I no longer have some of these rares because they've been fed as food. So Grush is going to have to step up whenever this faction opens again, this crypt opens again. Faction Wars, I am close to 200 completed, I believe. Let's take a look. So I'm at 248. So further than off the top of my head. Orc Crypt, we're at stage 11. I could probably get through here today. I just need to do some gearing on these two here. And then Flesh Ripper here, he's a stand-in until I get a better epic or level up one of our friends here. One of these two, because he can hit like a truck, and this is good for the crab as well for the destroy max HP. So I won't be building her now, but down the road. Doom Tower is a roadblock for me right now just because of the spider. I need to get some better gear on the supports to get through that stage. And then Dark Elves as well. I'm on stage 11. I could probably push through here if I can get better gear on these two. But I do try to use my faction keys by the end of the day. Make sure I get the glyphs. Highly suggest when you're waiting for energy to refill, that's what you jump into. Is just get your faction crypts and arena done. Clan boss hits in. Just try and kill that half an hour, 45 minutes to get some energy before you go again and go back to dungeons or farming, whatever you're doing. Because my next move is to try and get my next 6 stars. I do have to go I'm on the fence because I'm 50% going to be farming food, and then the other 50% pushing the dungeons when they come up as missions. So I'm not gonna move the post to make it a 40-day challenge, but I think that will be the end of what the inevitable of what's coming is. I'm gonna have to do it by 40 days. I know some of the people in the free-to-play tournament were able to get it done within 40 days. I think it was 40 or 45. So it's doable. I did want to try and push for the 30 just because Supreme Galek, I think he was good enough. But then shifting gears to do the fusion, because this fusion was like a don't miss it kind of thing. Just with all the anniversary events going on for rewards, it felt better to shift to that to get it done and take the risk to get it, even if I only ended up with a few of the epics. But again, by the skin of the teeth and a lot of patience, because it was like literally waiting and waiting and waiting for things to refresh and refill, just to have enough energy to do it all. I think it takes like 13,000 energy to get it done over the 2 weeks, and you get 545 a day or 590 a day, something like that, or 600. And it's the equivalent of five refills plus your daily refreshes on top of that. So it's doable, but you're basically you're playing this game. That's what some other content creators were talking about in a video, like Ash. I think it was Ash and someone that was interviewing him. It might have been it's Bronte or Bronco that I think he's in first place for Hell Hades tournament. But he's been playing free to play on other accounts for a while. He was saying that fusions now are just a grind of time. Like you just, even with the background battles and things they're adding, they just don't make up for how much time you need to spend in the game getting things done. Because if you miss one thing, you won't have enough potions, or if you miss one thing, you don't have enough silver, or like et cetera, et cetera. Like you have to be in the game at all times. I do miss how fragment ones were set up early, that there was like 25 to 50 extra shards to get from either winning tournaments or you could really focus on one of the summoning events and not have to do both of them. And I wish they would bring that back, because I just always feel like getting the last like 5 or 10 fragments is it's gonna be a race against time kind of thing, or you got to stay up late to get it done. But overall, I hope everyone had a great weekend. I've got some edited videos with proper video editing in them and intro outro kind of thing. I'll have those going up tomorrow, and otherwise I'll just be in here grinding campaign. I do want to get back to making food, but I'm just remembering I have to do dragon 4 more times, I believe. So go here. I think it's just Spider 10 that gives you a better roll at 4 or 5 star. I would like to be here, but they're just too weak. Like I probably need to get Ugo to 5 star to get it through, and get Elanaril's gear to 16. I just don't have the silver to do that. Super raids are great. When you're doing dungeons in under 2 minutes, you're just not even getting a refill while you're doing the run. So if you're not shot for time and you're just going to be running this in the background while you're working during the day, I suggest just running normal battles, not doing the super raids. But if you're doing a specific dungeon for one of the events, then by all means, if you have the extra energy to do it, go for it. That is the one thing I'll show it after here too, or just maybe people already know, but it's you get so many multi battles now. Like my whole stash is multi battles. I have like probably 10 or 12, 50, 20 or 50 multi battles in there, from the login events, from the anniversary event, from the yeah, they're just giving them away, and I think everyone can agree that's nice, but we'd rather this here. I would rather it be gems or energy, because my God, that is what I'm always going to be in need of, is the energy and the gems. CVC starts in 17 hours, so I'll be streaming that late tonight or tomorrow early morning. I won't have anything to pull for that or anything, and again, it's not a personal one. I am waiting to see. There's a dungeon diver coming up. They've been giving a lot more soul fragments, and I think that's because the relics now on the power scale are what are chase items for the whales and krakens and just people that are really far in the game. So they're not too afraid now to give away the soul power, because it's just kind of like medium power. Here as well, I do want to upgrade more gear to get these, to get the extracts, because I can't do this dungeon yet, like efficiently, and get the extra shard. I need to get just shy of 200 points to get at least the ancient shard today. And training event with 2 days left. I think we'll leveling up Fabian. I'll be able to get rewards from here. The void shard's probably the best thing, and then the next would be any of these here. These are great, but I am not crafting enough gear right now to really utilize them. Ideally, I'd like to at least get down here. So I'll be doing a lot of leveling during the CVC to probably get most of my points from that, and do at least get to the primal shard. This would be hopeful if before I forget, and never leave this empty. And yeah, Fabian's right there. If gearing him, I don't have enough gear, as you can see, but gearing him, I'm looking for speed. So speed, it's on there. Like there's no speed here, so there's only one speed piece here, none here. 8 speed on the shield. This is what kills me. You get a flat stack epic boots, but I've seen a couple in this. I am happy the market's better, that the marketplace has better items, but them being like 3 to 5 million silver kills me. Because I feel like early and mid game players need them more than end game players. And it just, for us to drop that much silver is insanity for us. It's hard to justify it unless all 4 of the substats are good. But yeah, I might put him with speed gear, and then let's take a look. I won one of the Relentless tournaments. I didn't really... Oh, it's HP. So I didn't get lucky on the boots. Like, these aren't bad. It's just they're not... I got flat stat chest. That's not too bad. Got a 7%. Got 2 7% there. Another flat stat. And this piece is a good piece too. So 3 good pieces out of the 2 tournaments I've won so far. I think I've won 3 because I have 3 helmets. But one of these is from login. Sorry. So I think one of the 5-star ones from login, and then the other ones are from the winning some tournaments. However it is, it is. Sorry. Regen gear I got a lot during the increased chance for the when it was on Fire Night. So have I got a good amount of okay gear for supports here. But see, that's what I was doing, was just going through here. Sadly, I think this was okay. I got 2 into crit rate, so I mean, I hope when it hits 16 I get 1 more there. Flat stat, like I just can't win. I don't think I have enough. I can re-roll the epic one, so let's... Cross your fingers for me. HP percent, crit damage, HP, attack flat. It's not great. It's usable. But I don't think I have any HP nukers that this is going to stand out on. And do I have legendary ore? I do not. I can do a 5-star. Got HP and good substats here, but like this is better. I'd rather reroll that, but I don't want to lose those substats. 2 into res. I mean, I could just reroll it and hope it's not flat. But I only have so much ore, and the ore is pretty hard to get early on, so maybe avoid that. Nonetheless, I can't wait to build him up. I'm very happy I was able to get him. I got him on my main account as well. I'll still do a stream or do a day that I'm showing off the main account, of just because the main account's in an interesting place, because I have more Legos that I know what to do with, and that started about a year ago. That I just kept, like, during 2X's and stuff and doing all the fusions, I've amassed a lot of vault Legos that some of them are okay or niche, have niche areas, but they're faction guardians. Like, and I would say I've probably got at least like 30 or 40 that are just sitting on the sidelines. I've been getting epics that are more useful, or now at this point we're chasing mythicals, right? I've gotten 2 mythicals on the main account. I pulled a Mikage, and I also have the beetle, the dark elf beetle, that a lot of people don't consider him good, but he's actually really good for Chimera. I think more videos are going to start coming out about him in Chimera. I might do one, but he's very good because he helps cross off and check off doing the missions, which give you more of the resources and the crafting materials. So that's kind of like his place to shine. You do need to gear him very fast to do that. He needs very high defense and very fast speed. Like, you need to get him over 300 speed, closer to like 350. And you have to get his defense like between 8,000 and 9,000. So very hard to do. And then also get like crit damage on him with accuracy. Like, he's got to be wearing very specific gear sets. But I'll show the build I have one day and go over that. I wish I had the supersonic set. That would be one of the best sets you can put on him, or Relentless for now. I might mix Relentless with some speed gear for now and just wait. Hopefully the next time they open the event dungeon here, that we get Slayer gear and access to some of the old the pass gear, the Forge Pass gear, or they put in Pinpoint again with something else mixed in there. Like even bolster would be nice. Just anything else mixed in there with the pinpoint. You end up with a lot of pinpoint you don't use. But yeah, overall having a lot of fun with this account, and hopefully I can push Dragon a little further today too. Tagore is hard carrying. Supreme Gaelic, he hits, but he doesn't survive very well without Tagore. When I can get better gear on him, he will survive. Oh, gotta take a phone call, sorry. Sorry about that. I had to take a phone call. If anyone's watching, otherwise the VOD's just gonna have this big empty space of sound, and I'll have to edit that out. Yeah, we got the speed gloves here. Defense crit rate. Hopefully rolls into one of these. Actually, even defense gloves going into flat stat defense could be really good for a defense-based champion with the crit rate on there. Speed would have been better than accuracy, but it is what it is. Yeah. I would really like to get better gear for Queen Ava. Right now she's at 89% crit rate, 100% damage. So I need a better amulet. And don't have much accuracy on her either. She's just kind of in whatever. Lifesteal gear. This was just to like get through certain waves in some of the content, and I'm just been using her as an aura lead for the crit rate in all battles, just to give because I can't get 100% crit rate on this fellow here yet, so I'm at 67 plus her 19, so 86 or 96, sorry, percent, or yeah, 86. And yeah, trying to get a crit rate, increased crit rate aura would be great, or cast. But nonetheless, Alice will be next to focus on. Likely my next 60 will be Alice. I am on the fence of doing Snick Track instead. I need better gear for him though to warrant that, because the reflect damage ally protect is big for clan boss, but he dies too quickly. Like his health pool is only at 29,000 right now. I would love to get him up to 60,000, so he can just actually be a tank with some nice high defense and high resistance. But I don't think I would book him anytime soon. Also, epics that are on the table are our fellow here. Decreases damage all hours received by 10%, and he'll take the damage instead. He's just an interesting champion. I hope he's good as he sounds. Like, he's got okay ratings, decent ratings on websites and stuff too. So I also really like his design with the sarcophagus on the shield. But a lot of that's one thing to give game credit for. The designers the modelers do an excellent job. Each champion looks very unique, has a great silhouette. So even like the satyr hooves here, into the small dueling shield, and like dueling buckler there. It's kind of attached to her wrist. I mean, like they could have done a little strap or something there, but outside of little details like that, that might have been a poly count issue. But even just like the pommel of the sword here looks good. All the ears and on the face, like all those details look okay. I'm just using her because like she's a newer champion. Alice is one of the newer ones. Very Madness Returns. Love the rabbit backpack. Shrinking potion. The clock there. Even the sword. I like her having the long sword. And the rabbit, his little, like, look at this. He's like a whole little character all on his own. I don't know. This is probably in reference to the Queen of Hearts, but I don't know if it's like something she stole off one of the soldiers, or still just a nice little counterbalance design. There's good movement through her as a character. Like, there's a lot of good basic animation and design principles followed here with her. The armor she is wearing looks like armor she's procured from like battles she fought, like even the Queen of Heart gloves that she's got on the gauntlets there. And then she's got this key around her neck. But yeah, she's very, very well designed. And then even Fabian here being like one of the newest champions, just like the level of detail they're starting to get into these character models and designs is pretty great. He's got like a mini scythe here. The whole undead vibe with the his glowing hair, very like he reminds me a lot of like the Walt Disney World ride, not the Haunted Mansion, it's the is it the Haunted Mansion? Maybe it is. Yeah, Haunted Mansion. The Tower of Terror is what I'm thinking of. But he's just got he looks like those paintings in there. And then the sneering face, like all scarred up there under his mask, like kind of Phantom of the Opera like. And yeah, this looks like an entertainer that's seen better days. But surprised they didn't put a ring on his hand with all the count. Oh, they do. Oh, there he is. Like, oh, look at that. He's got 2 rings on. They maybe could have made him stand out a bit more, but he looks like, yeah, like just a noble from like the 1600s that's just seen better days. Overall, very cool design, decent ratings. Apparently very bad in dungeons. But a lot of that usually comes down to people's gear, or you have to re-gear him certain ways, and then people get upset about that. So wait and see. But yeah, here's another. You would think she would be undead. She looks like something out of Warhammer. Or DC Comics Darkseid has, I forget what the mother character's called, but kind of looks like her. And yeah, even just like the burning pyres, like this is very like Warcrafty. The good old days of Warcraft with like orcs would like kill people and smash their heads in, and maybe they can find that again. But this game's pretty fun. It's got a very distinct, you know, him having these, like a lot. I don't know if you've ever looked, but he's got 4 faces around his head. I know Necro Hunter's not like everyone's favorite champion, but just the levels of design here. And there's a face here on the shield, like just consistent. There's another one on his elbow. So they just put masks everywhere. There's an artist that does the tool covers. He does a lot of artwork with faces, masks, repetitive imagery. The only thing I would say is maybe they could have put faces on the bow. That would be the only, or like shoulder gauntlets on him. I don't know why they left his shoulders blank. But yeah, this is another one. This looks like very much like the Firekeeper in Dark Souls, but they gave her a scythe. And this is an older champion, so like you can kind of see how static some of these cloth materials are here. But like, look at the dress has more, or the skirt here. There's more life to the cloth. And then you look at a character like this cape, it's got more going on once they start moving around. See, it's even like blowing in the wind there kind of a little bit. It's not staying stationary. Where her, it moves, but it's like static, straight motion. And that's probably because they wanted it like pulled out this way as well. Well, yeah, another good design here. The hip tilt, she looks like a nice blacksmith kind of character design. And then these 3 swords here, like I like that they put it in just like a basic sword wrap, that something you would see in Game of Thrones, or like a mercenary barracks. Like she's just gonna whip the swords down, or she's taken from the battlefield and she's repairing them. Her weapon being a giant long staff hammer is like, all this is great. They have a lore page for her too. So there you go. Heat, forge, like even just like based on her design, I could tell she was probably blacksmith. And then if you read this through, that's pretty much what she is. Yeah, she's a pretty good champion. Unfortunately, she's part of one of the fusions, so she is gonna bite the dust one day. But for Bannerlords, I could probably use her in there. And yeah, and then you have champs like Ripper Fist. He looks right out of Monster Hunter, wearing like, you know, a dead dragon or porcupine kind of monster, or like he killed a dinosaur. Sorry if you can hear my cat there, but overall rated through the ground, into the ground. Not very beloved. He has a heal reduction, increase attack, but it only goes on him. Cooldown of Rip to Shreds. So that's a cooldown of this here. But overall, he's the only other thing I have for orcs right now, so I'm going to have to build him out just a little bit. Also, which sucks, is I got a second Rector Drath, so I might Faction Guardian or keep her for making a second Hydra team down the road. But I'm definitely not going to build out the second one right now. Yeah. But that's where everything sits right now. So far we have so this was our promo code Supreme6. This was our login legendary. This was the first legendary we pulled from a sacred on our first sacred shard, Queen Ava. And then our third sacred shard, we got Snick Track here. and we've opened 5 so far, or 6 so far. Sorry. And then Elanaril was the link code for her, Tagore, Ugo, and I'm just going to use the one further down. Or there she is, Rector Drath on 40, sorry. And then, yeah, and now we have Fabian to work on. I do suggest, if you're going to do the Supreme 6, to start with Gaelic and not Kale, just because the Orc faction crypt will be open for a week instead of the Dark Elf one. And I had to wait a week to have access to the Orc crypt. So it doesn't feel good when you're like, oh, I have this champion that'll walk through the first couple stages and get me some resources. But I couldn't use it for a week, so just don't make the same mistakes I did. Yeah, but so far that's where we sit, guys. I hope you're having a great rest of the day, and I'll be uploading some videos later tonight and tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day. Bye. And like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live streams. Okay, have a good day. Bye.